6. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
All right, 22 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Normally, if I see the word gut, it means we're going to talk to somebody about probiotics or some healthy food stuff. Right now, we have a book called Guts, and it's got nothing to do with that.
No, this is great.
If you are a fan of the Walking Dead, then you are going to like this next interview. The Anatomy of the Walking Dead is the subtitle of the book, which is titled Guts. Paul Vigna is on the phone. He's got some credentials. He is the Wall Street Journal's resident zombie expert. Now, how did that happen?
This is cool.
He maintains the popular column about The Walking Dead. He's a reporter for the Wall Street Journal. I guess that's kind of redundant. He contributes to the Money Beat blog. But today we're talking about The Walking Dead.
Finance and zombies.
Finance and zombies, yes. Well, there's probably a lot of money in zombies. Good morning, Paul.
Hi, how you guys doing? Yeah, there is a lot of money in zombies. If you're, if you own The Walking Dead, you've done quite well. So yeah, there is some money there, but
what is that? You know John Tesh, right? The radio guy or TV guy. Do you know?
I know who he is.
Yeah, I heard him say. I don't know him personally. He's been on the show, but he told us one time that the reason people like scary movies and stuff is because there's an adrenaline rush or something that you can only get by being afraid. But as long as you know you're safe afraid, we enjoy that rush. Do you think that's right?
Yeah, I do. There is something to that. I mean, real horror is absolutely terrible.
Right.
Absolutely. We've all gone through different things in our lives, and it's absolutely terrible. Fake horror that kind of, generates that same response, like what he was talking about. Yeah, I mean, there's just something about it that is attractive, and this show in particular. It absolutely revels in bringing that to you. It revels in the blood and guts of the zombies. It revels in the jump scares. It wants to scare you. And the people that make the show are just, they're very professional and they're very serious about that, but they're also very passionate about it. Like, they just enjoy it and they like doing it. So, yeah, part of the show's popularity is just that. It is a full-blown zombie movie every week, and they are going to scare you.
But
we like that.
But it is really amazing because you actually have real people, real scenarios, different ages, and then you've got these zombies, and these people from all different parts of the world have come together to work together to defeat these zombies and create their own culture.
Yeah. One of the things I think is sort of interesting about the show and is probably underappreciated by a lot of people who just look at it and think, oh, it's a zombie show, is that what you're really kind of, what you're exploring is, most zombie shows are movies, right? And the movie's over an hour and a half. Like Kirkman said, the movie's over an hour and a half, and then you're done with it. But this one, you are exploring this week after week after week, and what you end up with is this sort of extended meditation on how do you survive in the world and how do you build societies. And that is kind of one thing that the show does. It shows these very average-looking people, it's like the small-town sheriff, a battered housewife, an unemployed redneck, a pizza delivery boy, a farmer, the farmer's daughter. Like, everyone is just a very average, normal person who looks basically just like us.
A biker.
And you stick them in these...
Don't forget the bikers.
Right. The biker, yeah. Daryl, come on, everybody loves Daryl, You stick them in these very extraordinary circumstances, and then you see how they react. And that kind of is like real life. A lot of us were very average people, and for a lot of us, especially the last 5-10 years, we've been stuck in some pretty extraordinary circumstances, and how do we respond to those? And I think in that way, the show, which is a completely made-up fake show about a fake threat zombies, ends up looking very, very much like real life.
Oh, that is an interesting way of looking at it. Wow. So when did you think about writing a book? How did that come about?
Yeah, pretty recently. It was interesting because I'm not an arts and entertainment reporter at the Wall Street Journal. I'm a markets reporter.
Yeah, that's what I kind of wondered. I mean, maybe that's why we wondered that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I cover the stock market and the GDP reports and the jobs reports, and that's kind of my day job. And now my day job is covering Bitcoin and blockchain, so I do that. But
that's a horror show right there. Isn't Bitcoin a horror show? Yeah.
It is an entirely different rabbit hole to dive down. We do have an arts section, and they were writing about The Walking Dead, and the person who was doing it left, and they needed someone to do it, and I was the only person watching the show in the newsroom at the time, so they asked me if I'd do it, and I said, sure, I'll do it. And I started doing it, and it kind of got popular and interesting, and I started thinking to myself that there's got to be something connecting the show, like my two jobs at the Journal. I thought there was something connecting them. In 2012, 2011, 2013, the economy wasn't doing well and people were struggling, and here's a show about people struggling. And so I started to think that there was a connection there. So the things that have ended up being in the book I was thinking about for a long time. But the idea of writing the book was actually suggested to me a little more than a year ago by my agent, who said, hey, do you think there's something you could do on the book, on The Walking Dead? And I said, oh my God, of course there is. Like, I've been thinking about this for so long, I can't believe. Yeah, of course there's a book, yeah.
Now, did you miss your calling as a comedy writer? Or is the book, which is funnier, the TV? I've honestly never seen the TV show, just so you know. So is the TV show funny, or is the book just funny?
If you have a real dark sense of humor, the TV show is funny.
Okay.
Yeah. There's not much that's really. There's very little that is outright comedy in the show, if anything. Sometimes the circumstances can be a little bit wry and humorous in an ironic way, I guess. If the book is funny, that is just kind of maybe a reflection of my personality.
Yeah. Wow.
So
it is. Well, thank you for being on the air. I'm not finished with the book yet. We just got it, I think, yesterday or so. So I'm looking forward to reading the rest of it. I found it on Amazon. It looks like you're getting some really good reviews. Do you have a website of your own?
Yes, I do have a website of my own, paulvigna.com. If you want to follow me closely, I'm on Twitter, just at Paul Vigna, and I'm a Twitter obsessive, so I'm on there all day, every day. So that's probably the best place to follow me. But yeah, the book's out, it's on Amazon, it's at Barnes & Noble, it's in the independent bookstores. So it's out there.
All right, very good. Paul, it's an honor to have you on our show. Thank you for being on. The book again is called Guts by Paul Vigna. Vigna, by the way, is how you spell Paul's last name. Thank you, Paul.
Yep. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks.
We'll be right back.
The City of Ocala Department of Recreation and Parks are proud to present the 34th annual Light Up Ocala on November 18th. The fun starts on the square in downtown Ocala from 4 to 9 p.m. There'll be food vendors, 4 stages of entertainment, Whoville, Theme Kids Zone, the downtown holiday skating rink, crafts, the Junior Sunshine Christmas Parade around the square, and at about 7:30 p.m., the official downtown lighting ceremony. See you at Light Up Ocala.
Langley Health Services, located at 7205 Southeast Merricamp Road in Ocala, is a federally qualified health center offering family practice, pediatrics, podiatry, dental, behavioral health, and radiology services. Most insurance accepted, sliding scale for those who qualify, and same-day appointments available until 4 p.m. with board-certified family practice and internal medicine physicians on staff. Langley Health Services, call today 352-680-7000. Here are today's headlines from WOCA. Rick Scott is defending his decision to declare a state of emergency because of an upcoming speech in Gainesville.
The governor says there's nothing sneaky about his declaration of an emergency for a speech by a white nationalist. Richard Spencer claims it's a backdoor effort to shut down his speech at the University of Florida Thursday, but Governor Rick Scott says...
Absolutely not. I believe in the First Amendment rights that people have. I do expect people to be safe. I won't condone any violence. I'm going to continue to work with law enforcement to make sure all Floridians are safe.
Scott's order allows the National Guard to assist with security during the speech. Spencer calls it overkill. Rick Flagg, Tallahassee.
It's been more than a month since Hurricane Irma did a number on Florida, and State Insurance Commissioner David Altmaier says they're still adding up all of the damages.
As of this past Friday, we've had 747,534 insurance claims, and companies that have reported those to us have estimated that those will cost $4.9 billion.
Altmaier says the damage estimate will continue to rise for weeks, if not months, as more people submit claims to their insurance companies. A possible candidate to be the nation's drug czar is not convinced the country needs one. Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi said yesterday in Tallahassee that the DEA is doing a great job as is. Her comments came after President Trump's nominee withdrew from consideration. Bondi had been mentioned as a drug czar after last year's election, and she now sits on a presidential task force studying the opioid epidemic. Most Hillsborough County students might be more well-rested next school year. The county school board yesterday voted unanimously to push back the start times for the high schools and middle schools. High schools will start an hour later at 8:30, while middle schools will start 25 minutes later at 9:25. Elementary schools, though, will start 20 minutes earlier at 7:40. 2 Floridians are among those indicted by federal grand juries in a massive crackdown on fentanyl focused on 2 suspected drug traffickers based in China.
These defendants allegedly were engaged in conspiracies to distribute large quantities of fentanyl and fentanyl analogs in the United States.
Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein calls fentanyl manufacturing the most dangerous development in the opioid crisis. An indictment unsealed in North Dakota claims that 26-year-old Elizabeth Tan and 33-year-old Anthony Gomez of Davie helped Zhan Zhang of China move controlled substances into the United States. Zhang and another man are the first Chinese manufacturers charged in connection with fentanyl traffic. A man known as the Shaky Bandit is now in custody. Weston's Brandon Venditti was arrested this week after he apparently robbed a bank in Collier County. Venditti is believed to be responsible for almost a dozen bank robberies or attempted robberies in the last month. He is known as the Shaky Bandit because his hands appear to be shaking in surveillance videos. The Florida Constitutional Review Commission continues to solicit public input before October 31st, which is the deadline for commissioners to file proposals to be taken up during the CRC process. And actor Hal Bidlack is touring the state as Treasury Secretary Alexander Hamilton.
Well, one needs to be quite careful with this. A constitutional convention can be both a blessing and a curse. I believe that government should be rooted in popular consent, but free from popular whim, which is why your state leaders were wise to require a 60% threshold for any change to actually be made.
Bidlack, as Hamilton, as he tours Florida, adds that the federal Constitution was written with the idea of informed civic input being a driver, and the same must hold true for those interested in the governance of the state of Florida. And those are the headlines from The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
One of the best things about living in beautiful Central Florida is that we get to have a garden all year long. Spend some time on Tuesday mornings in the garden with Carol Ann Baldwin right here on WOCA The Source from 9 till 10 a.m. Carol Ann will take your phone calls, and she'll even check out your photos on her In the Garden Facebook page. Grab a tall glass of something refreshing and spend an hour in the garden with Carol Ann each Tuesday morning right here on The Source, WOCA.
Robin, October is pork month.
Does that mean we can really ham it up?
Yes, like we don't already. It's just an excuse for everyone to indulge in all their favorites like ham sandwiches, ham salad, and...
I know where we will be eating a lot this month. Honey Baked Ham and Cafe on Southwest 27th Avenue behind Best Buy.
Hey, while we're there, we can order our holiday meals. You know, they even cater for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yes, now is the time to order. We don't want to miss out on the special sides and desserts. Honey Baked Ham, the world's best ham.
Except for Larry.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accidents. On this Wednesday, clouds and some sun, breezy, warm but humid with a shower and thunderstorm in the area, the high 80 to 84. And partly to mostly cloudy skies Wednesday night with a shower or two, mainly early near the coast. Low 64 in a few inland spots, but 75 along the coast. Clouds and some sunshine for Thursday and breezy with a passing shower or two, the high 82 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
It's time for Farm and Ranch headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Tyron Spearman reporting. The Sunbelt Ag Expo, the premier agricultural farm show in the Southeast, continues through Thursday. The gates will close at 4:30 on Thursday. So if you're making plans to come to the Sunbelt in Moultrie, Georgia, you need to get down there Wednesday or Thursday. Coming up Wednesday at 1 o'clock, the Goodyear Titan FFA Foundation is having a tire sale. If you look on the internet, you can find out exactly what they're selling, and a lot of tires will be sold, and all the donations will go to the FFA. At 1 o'clock, the Q Fest is going on, the Terrell Week Q Fest. We'll bring in about 25 young farmer chapters, and they'll be competing, believe it or not, for the best barbecue. And then they'll serve it that night starting at 5:30 for the big barbecue event for the young farmers from all across the Southeast. The Farmer of the Year was announced yesterday, and it's Robert and Cynthia Mills Jr. of Virginia. He mainly grows tobacco, conventional or organic flue-cured tobacco. He also has dark-fired and bioenergy with winter wheat. He also has a lot of beef cattle and pullet breeders, but a great job from him and all the 10 farmers that have been named to the Farmer of the Year.
Don't miss the 40th Annual Sunbelt Ag Expo Farm Show in Moultrie, Georgia, October 17th through 19th. Field demos will showcase the latest harvest and tillage equipment for cotton, peanuts, and hay. Choose from over 300 seminars and demos on cattle, equine, sheep, goats, and dairy. Visit the Hoss Tools demonstration garden area, hunting and fishing buildings, family living sections, and be sure to see the university exhibits. Come for a day or all three. It's just $10 per person. Visit sunbeltexpo.com for more information.
Attention farmers, you could be eligible for technical and financial assistance under a program offered by the Natural Resources Conservation Service. The Conservation Stewardship Program is now accepting applications. To learn more, visit your local USDA Service Center.
I'm Tyron Spearman. See you at Sunbelt on the Southeast AgNet.
Direct Connect to UCF, where students who attend the College of Central Florida and graduate with an AA or articulated AS degree are guaranteed admission to the University of Central Florida. Success coaches are ready and waiting to assist you in designing an educational plan that is right for you in any of their locations across Central Florida. Remember, connecting is easy and guaranteed. Find out more at directconnect2ucf.com.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.